Welcome back to The Unskilled Mechanic. Today, we're taking out my 1969 Chrysler Town & Country Wagon for the first time on this channel. I've been pretty excited to show you guys this car, but before we could do that, we had to stop at the gas station because it's a big block, C-body Chrysler. You know how it is. All right, at the gas station. $91 non-ethanol, of course. All right, I think that ought to do it. Perfect. 20 bucks. That should get us about half a mile down the road. Well, here we are, exterior of the wagon, 1969 Chrysler Town & Country. Take a quick walk around. Super clean, absolutely no rust. Well, actually there is a little bit of rust. We'll show you that in a few seconds here. A little ding in the tailgate, no big deal. Scratches, patina, the works. Right here, this is the worst of the rust. Driver's side, lower quarter panel, not too shabby. Can't complain. Rocker panels down here. Bottoms of the doors, absolutely beautiful. If you want to show them underneath real quick. As you can see, the underneath is super solid. Floor pans are beautiful. Rails, everything about it, very, very solid. I know a lot of you guys on here will appreciate that. I mean, the wood grain, it's whooped. I threw some transmission fluid on a rag, wiped down the wood grain, comes out beautiful. Under the hood, the best part. If I can find the hood release. Standard 440, 350 horse, dual snorkel air cleaner. All the work that we completed, we did plugs, wires, cap, rotor, air filter, fuel filter. We took the carburetor off, rebuilt it. That is the original carburetor, 4-barrel. Aftermarket radiator, hoses obviously, belts. What else did we go through? New battery. Typical stuff. Car's been sitting 30 years. It needs the works. Obviously, new tires. I was missing one hubcap. I found that on eBay. So that was a nice little find. And now, if you're a wagon guru like me, you know these handles indicate that it's got the third seat. So let's take a look at that. But to get to the third seat, we have to put the window down so we can get the gate open. You cannot get the gate open unless the window is down, so let's do that first. If I can get the key to work here. There we go. Our rear window switch is right here if you want to go watch the operation on that. Well, she might have to help that window down a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Nope, it's going down by itself. Let's see if that was enough. Oh. Hey, you want to hit that switch real quick? We'll put the window down just a little more. Okay, that should be enough. So we have a multi-purpose tailgate here. We have, obviously, the gate feature. I believe they indicate right here. Yep, so that was the gate. And there's also a door feature, which we'll show you real quick here. Let's put this back up. Now, let's use the door. This is super handy. I thought for 1969 that was pretty advanced. Very simple yet effective, because now you have the door feature. Now you can load all your lumber, whatever you're going to put in the back here. Or if you're taking the whole family, You have your third seat. Pull this up here, it just flips right out. I still have to clean this out more. I really only been back here a couple of times. It's pretty dirty. Let me hop in there. Oh, I don't want to crack the seat, but hey, pretty roomy. Going on a road trip. Yeah. Pretty spacious. I can't complain. You could get 2 small people back here. Let's take a look. Oh, ashtray for the kids, just in case they want to smoke a cig. Perfect. Here's a look at the interior. Powered windows. We also have power seats. The gauge cluster here. Dash pad's whooped. Not a big deal though. Pretty simple. AM/FM radio. Auto temp climate controls. We got the tilt and telescoping steering wheel, which is pretty wild. Oh, it's gonna be hard to do with one hand here. Oh, hold on, we got assistance. Tilt and telescoping. So it goes up, down. It also should come out as well, if I can figure it out. There it is. Pretty sweet, especially for 1969. Seems pretty advanced. There we go. Perfect. What else can we show you in here? Also, there's a seek button on the floor for the radio. I think that's what that is. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on it. I'm pretty sure that's a seek button for the radio, if the radio worked, which it does not. Let's take a look in the back here. So, the operation of the back seat. It's flat now, so if you have anything you'd want to put back here, you could. Let's see here. I believe you pull this back part up here, fold it over. Then you take the back part of your seat, flip it over, and voila, we got a back seat now. Now we have a 9-passenger wagon. These seats are pretty whooped, but not a big deal. Could always have them reupholstered at some point. I'm having a hard time finding the material. Pretty spacious. I'm 6 feet tall, and I actually fit really nice back here. And this bench up here is adjusted to me, my driving position, so I'm pretty impressed by that, especially for a wagon. Let's take a look here. Here's what I found when I pulled the front seat. I had to pull the front seat out to clean the interior. I found the build sheet, or what remains of the build sheet. It's unfortunate we couldn't pull it out whole. It was actually already torn apart. So I took the remaining pieces out, and that's what I came up with here. Not too shabby. We'll have to try to get that all back together at some point. Put it in a binder, but for now, it's in this baggie. Obviously, these seat covers are absolutely whooped. I threw some duct tape on them, just temporary. But as you can see, temporary, it's not so temporary anymore. All the foam's coming out of the seat. So those will have to be redone at some point. Powered seat, you wanted to show the powered seat? There you go, I had to replace that switch. I did end up finding one online. Now it is completely operational, which is super cool to me. Power windows. The 2 fronts work, 2 rears do not. So some other things we did on the exterior here. We replaced the exterior mirror. This was falling off, broken. I found that online as well. Now the windshield was the big factor here. This was completely shattered. It was absolutely whooped. We ended up finding one at a junkyard in Vermont. The guy was liquidating a bunch of his inventory and was actually going to scrap the car with the windshield in it. We're glad that he didn't, because it really saved us right here. So we're also missing these marker lights on the front fenders. Each front fender has one, and they're missing, of course. So if you have those or have any leads on them, let me know. Also here, the fender turn signals. I found in not an OEM set, but they're a reproduction set. I installed those, and those work perfectly if you want to show the operation. So on the driver's door, we're missing this trim piece. Also, if you have any leads on that, please let me know. And here, driver's quarter panel, we're missing this trim piece. But all in all, car from 1969, especially a wagon, those 2 trim pieces and miscellaneous parts, no big deal. It's a relatively complete car for its age, and I'm pretty impressed by it. All right, time to drive the wagon. Let's take it out on the road. This car has been a phenomenal driver, knock on wood. It's a really nice cruiser, very smooth. Obviously with the 440, got plenty of pep. No complaints there. Let's get it out on the road right here. Still working out the kinks though. Very nice. I'll shut the window here. The little wing window's awesome. So around March of last year, I saw this car on eBay listed, and I wasn't really in the wagon market at the time. I had just gotten rid of my 1977 Chrysler Town & Country wagon. I was kind of wagged out. I wanted a convertible or something different. I wasn't sure yet, but I saw this wagon, had to have it, and I won the auction on it. This one came from Colorado, so I ended up having it shipped home, and it needed the usual. It was a car that had sat for, I think it was 30 years, around 30 years. So it sat a long time. One of the bigger things we had to do was the transmission. We had to drop the original transmission out. We had to rebuild it. When we first got the car running, of course it didn't move, didn't have reverse, didn't have drive, so we rebuilt the transmission. When we put it back in the car to drive it, it moved, but the car would not shift gears by itself, so I have to manually shift the gears, which isn't a big deal. It's a slight inconvenience for a cruiser. So we have to pull the transmission again. We're suspecting it's the governor that's causing our issues here. When we pulled the pan originally, it was black. The fluid was black, so it was completely toast. Other than that, it drives very nicely. Handles pretty good. It's very floaty. If you've driven one of these C-body Chryslers, you know they don't handle very well. They float all over the road, and not a very engaging drive, but fun nonetheless. We'll do a brief acceleration run here as we take this turn. Fender mounted turn signals, awesome feature. Do a little acceleration run here. Oh yeah, 440 provides plenty of pep. Just don't look at the speedometer. Let's do the pinky power steering test. These cars with their wicked over-assisted power steering, you could drive it with your pinky. Oh yeah. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you're looking for more content, check out our Instagram @TheUnskilledMechanic. We'll see you in the next one.